I don't think any coach is under more pressure this season instantly than the pressure Todd Bowles is on for several reasons. Let's remember, and let's be honest, and I'll tell y'all stuff other people may not feel comfortable saying. There was a lawsuit this offseason by a black head coach, Brian Flores. There was a lawsuit this offseason saying that the National Football League is discriminatory in its hiring and firing practices against minority coaches. Well, here is Todd Bowles, a minority coach who has been handed the keys to one of the greatest talent organizations this upcoming season.
I like it.
You've been handed the keys to a team with the quarterback of Tom Brady, a wide receiver of Mike Evans, a defensive end of JPP, a linebacker of Levante David, a linebacker of Devin White. You have been handed the keys to one of the best teams in football. The pressure, Todd Bowles, is on. And not just on you individually, but the NFL is a copycat league. What the NFL does is say, does somebody succeed? If this individual does succeed, then we are going to continue to employ individuals that look like them or have the characteristics of them. Let's start on the football field. Okay, Mike Vick succeeded a little bit. We like that. We like that. Oh, we got a Robert Griffin coming along. Robert Griffin ends up being Rookie of the Year over Andrew Luck. Robert Griffin ends up going to the playoffs his first year. Oh, we got a Lamar Jackson coming along. He's a wide receiver. No, he ain't. Shut up, shut up. Lamar Jackson out there. Okay, Drew Brees, under 6 feet, balling. Okay, we'll take a chance on Russell Wilson. Wait, Russell Wilson, under 6 feet, balling? Okay, we can draft Baker Mayfield. Okay, Baker Mayfield, under 6 feet, his first year in Cleveland had success. Okay, we'll draft Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray, under 6 feet, was on his way to winning an MVP. People in the National Football League, they look for somebody to set a trend, and then they follow that trend. Sean McVay, y'all really gonna hire him at 35 and younger? Wait, Sean McVay succeeded? Kyle Shanahan succeeded? Matt LaFleur. Wait, Matt LaFleur succeeded? Mike McDaniel. Wait, Mike McDaniel succeeded? So now there is no longer any sort of trepidation with hiring these young head coaches. There became a diminishing trepidation with hiring short quarterbacks. So now we're talking about Todd Bowles. In the wake of a black head coach, Brian Flores, suing the National Football League, Todd Bowles, you are a black head coach. What we know in the National Football League, it's a copycat league on the field, off the field. Okay, Todd Bowles, what's the word, big dog? If Todd Bowles goes out there and succeeds, then he will help open the door for minority coaches. If Todd Bowles goes out there and does not succeed, then it is just one more reason for these owners, they will not say it, but it is one more reason for these owners, either subliminally or subconsciously, to be like, he didn't succeed, so maybe we should steer clear of coaches that exude his same persona. Maybe we should steer clear of coaches that coach in the same manner in which he does. I got one more thing and I'm going to stop.
You go. Keep it going, dog.
One more small little thing and I'm going to stop. For those that want to say it's racial, it's not just racial. You have to look for context. We always look for trendsetters and see if we can follow trends, even in fashion. Remember that 2004 NBA draft, Carmelo Anthony, LeBron James, D-Wade, everybody in these huge suits. Now, look at this last NBA draft, everybody in these overly tailored, super tight European-style suits. We always follow trends. Let me get back to football. The last 16 teams to go furthest in football, 8 playoffs. Offensive-minded was roughly 12 of the 16, if I am not mistaken. In the NFC, what you saw was that the last 4 coaches in the playoffs for NFC, whether it was this previous season when you had Sean McVay and you had Kyle Shanahan, the season before where you have Matt LaFleur and you have Bruce Arians, offensive-minded. So now it is no surprise that 70% of coaching hires are offensive-minded. Because what you have seen in the NFL is offensive coaches take you far. So we are going to follow the trends of offensive minds. It's all a copycat league. A lot of pressure on Todd Bowles because we know it's a copycat league, and are teams going to copy Todd Bowles or are they not?
Wow. Yeah. Man, you gave me a whole lot over here, and I love it. Strong points, brother. A lot of pressure on you, Todd Bowles. Let's start where the pressure starts. Let's not approach this any other way but start at the primal level. He underperformed in the same exact role years ago. Todd Bowles, 26-41. All right? So let's get in the mirror before we start talking about the global impact of it and the Rooney Rule. Like, Todd Bowles looking in the mirror is like, I'm back up. You know, last time I struck out, back to back. Let's go. That's pressure, because that's the pressure that you carry with you everywhere. You don't carry with you everywhere, oh, I'm doing this for my people. You know why? Because there's no pressure in that, because what pressure is it just to be? It's to be something that the pressure comes. To perform is a pressure. To be is just who you are. He's a black man. He's a black head coach. To be, I don't think the pressure starts. To perform in a role that you underperformed in before for various reasons, a lot not even your doing, is a pressure. Now let's go to a greater pressure. You said the owners may not say it, but they're looking at this as maybe a trend, maybe something we can continue to have the domino effect. I don't believe that, because when people say, well, they won't say it, but I'm saying, well, maybe they don't say it because they're not thinking it. You never know that. This is not the first black head coach. This ain't gonna be the last black head coach. I think sometimes we're singing a song that is really not the music that's playing. We're saying, oh man, all these limited opportunities. And so now we're gonna get into a conversation of complexion when it should be a conversation of character. We're gonna get into a conversation of complexion when it should be a conversation of competence. We're gonna get into a conversation of complexion when it should be a conversation of interest. And Todd Bowles is well qualified for this role. But remember, he didn't do well last time he was in this role. Now let's talk about why there's more pressure, because you're replacing Bruce Arians. Say what you want about Bruce Arians. He's a made man now because he won a Super Bowl. But Bruce Arians, before Tom Brady, was 1-2 in the playoffs. Why did I bring that up? I'll tell you. He was 5-1 with Tom Brady. So now you still got Tom Brady, so what's the expectation? Sky high. Goody Mob. Sky high. Because you got Tom Brady. But are you a better coach than Bruce Arians? I don't know that answer. I would say no, if you force me to. Well, then Bruce Arians was 1-2 when he didn't have Tom Brady. Now, Tom Brady just retired to unretire. I wonder how that's going to materialize on the football field. Maybe no impact, maybe negative impact, maybe positive impact in terms of appreciation. Do you know you're replacing the guy also in Bruce Arians who always has a bad rushing attack? Like 24th or worse every year he's been in Tampa. Just giving it to you like this. Their team runs through the division except the Saints. Y'all 8-4 in the last couple of years with Tom Brady, and those 4 are all Saints. Expectations sky high. So here's the thing. This is what is so difficult. Todd Bowles is going to be put into a room, and he's going to be put so high in that room that people are going to say, all you got to do is just this to touch the ceiling. But if you don't touch the ceiling, people are going to look at you like, bruh, you were that high, that close, and you couldn't do it? And that drop, that fall is going to be way more drastic than it should be. I don't think he's starting off at a normal level position for various reasons. But for those expectations to be that high and you only have that much room to play with, that could be a setup for failure.
I don't disagree at all. But if I'm Todd Bowles, I love the opportunity.
Oh, bring it.
I think the greatest determinant of Super Bowl is quarterback-coach combination.
Yeah, you
To
say
me,
that.
it's the greatest determinant of Super Bowl.
Not mad at
Matthew
you.
Stafford, Sean McVay, both two of the best at what they do. Bruce Arians, Tom Brady, both some of the best at what they did. Bruce Arians, Bill Belichick, best at what they did. Russell Wilson, Pete Carroll, some of the best at what they did. Quarterback-coach combination, to me, dictates success in the NFL. Look at the NFC South and these quarterback-coach combinations. Sam Darnold, Matt Rule for the Panthers, if Sam Darnold's a starter.
Yeah.
Arthur Smith, Marcus Mariota, if Mariota's a starter. Jameis Winston, Dennis Allen. Jameis will be the starter. And then Todd Bowles, Tom Brady. It should be a cakewalk.
Oh, yeah, let's walk in.
Like, you should be able to just walk in. So while, yes, Todd Bowles, you have to touch the ceiling, this is one of the instances, and Sel, correct me if I'm wrong, you played long before I did. You rarely ever see coaches born on third base. Todd Bowles, This is a born on third base situation. I don't care if you act like you hit a home run, if you hit a home run. Just make sure you touch when you get into the for home base, home plate. You are born on third base, big dog. This is not one of those born in the dugout, Steve Wilkes, Arizona Cardinals taking over type of situation with Josh Chosen Rosen. This is not one of those even born on second base, Mike Tomlin taking over for Bill Cowher type of situations. This is not a born in a dugout, Brian Flores taking over in Miami type of situations. You, Todd Bowles, for a very limited time, and maybe the first time, are a head coach, let alone a black head coach, who is being born on third base. Big dog, just make sure you touch home plate. That's all I'm asking.
I love that. Good for him, too. Like that's all you want.
That's all you want.
That's
more than all you want.
Dog.
More than all you want.
Before I even had kids, I was doing the grind so they could just be born on third base. And I hated that when I saw people who were born on third base wanted to act like, nah, I'm not even on base anywhere. I'm like, nah, B, don't ever deflate yourself like that. Don't ever dim your light like that. That's what we're trying to do in this evolution. I respect your point fully. However, not everyone respects your point fully. Let's talk about this. He has Tom Brady there. And you know when Tom Brady retired, the odds, now I don't know gambling odds like this. You the gambling man on this show. He unretired, they went from 2,500 plus 2,500 to 850. Swing. Like, Brady's back? Good. The odds didn't even change one bit with the news of Arians' retirement. So right now, everyone is looking at this ship like it's the same captain in terms of competence. Bruce Arians and Todd Bowles, same. Right now, lie detector test, is Bruce Arians and Todd Bowles the same coach? Same level. That's what's set up for him right now, to prove people that he is as great as Bruce Arians, if not greater, or remind people, oh, Todd Bowles, you was a losing head coach before, and here we go again. And then he won't be on base. He won't have to touch home base, because bro gonna be out.